Welcome to the My AZ Lawyers Law Firm podcast. We provide an informative guide regarding personal injury law, so you know your rights in an Arizona accident. At My AZ Lawyers, our experienced personal injury attorneys dedicate themselves to help you every step of the way, so you can get the compensation you deserve. This podcast series is reviewed and approved by attorney Candace Callan.
In this episode, we dive into new data analysis uncovering the 5 most dangerous intersections in Maricopa County. Phoenix residents are used to changes in driving behavior. As a known snowbird location, savvy Arizona drivers know to be wary of out-of-towners who may be driving slower for additional reasons during the cooler months. As the cost of living increases, fewer seniors have funds available for seasonal long-term travel, and more people are moving here from large cities with higher living costs and worse traffic. One might expect that this would result in more accidents in heavily populated urban areas. But Maricopa County's 5 most dangerous intersections, which are among the 10 most dangerous intersections in the western United States, are in the rural south of Maricopa County. Clearly, roads need to be improved not just in Maryvale and Buckeye, but across the county to reduce traffic collisions and fatalities. If you've been injured in a serious accident in Maricopa County, there may be one or more parties who can be held financially responsible for your damages. You can seek fair compensation for your expenses through a personal injury claim. First, let's examine the 5 most dangerous intersections in Maricopa County. These dangerous roads include the following: Broadway Road and State Route 85, 6 fatal crashes with 7 fatalities. This Buckeye intersection is less than 4 miles away from the number 3 intersection on this list. Despite stop signs indicating that the intersection is a divided highway, it is consistently the site of serious and deadly traffic collisions. 59th Avenue and Indian School Road, 5 fatal crashes with 7 fatalities. This intersection is in Maryvale, next to GCU's golf course. There are bus stops on each corner of this intersection, which could reduce visibility and increase distractions, which can make traffic collisions more likely. The federal government awarded the city $25 million to improve this intersection and decrease car accidents and fatalities. Hazen Road and State Route 85, 5 fatal crashes with 7 fatalities. This intersection is also in Buckeye, near the number 1 intersection from this list. It has plenty of signage indicating that it is a divided highway. Maricopa Road and State Route 347, 5 fatal crashes with 6 fatalities. This intersection is in the Gila River Indian Reservation. It is part of the above-mentioned plan to improve Arizona's highway safety. And Riggs Road and State Route 347, 5 fatal crashes with 5 fatalities. This rural intersection is also in the Gila River Indian Reservation. Improvements are already underway at this intersection after a 2023 road safety assessment. It now has flashing solar-powered signals meant to give drivers more time to react to signal changes and hopefully reduce rear-end collisions. Now, let's break down the types of damages you can collect after a serious traffic accident. As much as you may want to avoid discussing finances and a potential lawsuit in the aftermath of a traffic accident, injury claims are a necessary fact of life to make sure that accident victims receive compensation. You are probably aware that you can seek the cost of repairs to your vehicle or your vehicle's market value if the vehicle is totaled after being involved in an accident caused by another driver. In addition to vehicle repair expenses, you may need additional compensation if you were injured and sought medical treatment for those injuries. Those may include the following: medical bills so far. Your medical expenses incurred before filing your personal injury claim are one of the more straightforward damages to calculate. If your medical insurance paid for some or all of your treatment, they can seek compensation from your award through subrogation. Therefore, you should be sure to seek the full value of your medical treatments if you pursue a personal injury claim after a traffic accident. Future medical bills. Some injuries may take longer than the statute of limitations to treat or will remain with the plaintiff for the rest of their life. Here, the plaintiff will need to work with their medical providers to determine a reasonable estimate of their lifetime medical expenses resulting from the accident. Permanent disability or disfigurement. If a plaintiff's injuries cause permanent disability or disfigurement, this can be pursued in its own separate damage. Depending on the type of disability or disfigurement, this damage can be quite substantial. Lost wages. A serious injury could cause you to miss weeks or even months from work, or even force you to quit your job altogether. You might not be able to immediately find replacement employment. If so, you should be compensated for your loss of income in the meantime. Loss of future income. Serious injuries could negatively affect your long-term ability to earn a living. Whether it's your chance to work overtime, take on a more demanding position, or otherwise earn more income, if an accident takes these opportunities away from you, you can pursue compensation in an injury claim. Pain and suffering. It can be complex to assign a dollar value to the physical pain and emotional suffering you endure due to injuries from a traffic collision. However, the most common way to do it is by using the rest of your damages as a basis. Once that total has been found, you can multiply it by a number which is usually between 1 and 5, depending on the severity of your injuries. And damages unique to your case. There may be unique damages that apply to your case, which can be identified by an experienced personal injury attorney. Next, let's walk through the process of determining fault in an Arizona accident claim. One way that defendants and their counsel will seek to reduce their liability is by accusing the plaintiff of being at least partially at fault for the accident. Being at fault won't eliminate your ability to collect in an injury claim, but it can reduce the amount you are entitled to at your claim's conclusion. Some states set a limit, such as 50%, at which a plaintiff can no longer collect if they are at fault. However, per ARS Section 122505, Arizona follows the doctrine of comparative negligence with no set limit for plaintiffs. Therefore, a plaintiff could hypothetically sue a defendant after an accident, even if they were 99% at fault. This can make it simpler for a defendant to countersue a plaintiff for their damages resulting from an accident. There are plenty of reasons that the other side may argue that you were at fault for a traffic collision, such as the following. You were speeding at the time of the accident. You were distracted by your cell phone. You failed to use your signals before turning or switching lanes. You were drifting between lanes. You failed to yield right of way. You would have had an opportunity to avoid the accident if you had been focused on the road. Or you were following too closely behind the car in front of you. All of these small factors can add up to a huge chunk taken out of your personal injury award. If the other side is using this strategy to damage your claim, you need assertive representation to ensure you receive fair compensation for your injuries. Remember, if you've been injured on Arizona's roadways, our experienced accident team is here to help you maximize your claim. Whether you're driving through rush hour traffic downtown or trying to get through a divided highway intersection in a more rural area, there is always a chance you could be seriously injured or killed in an Arizona traffic collision. If you or a loved one is considering pursuing an accident claim for your damages, know that the other party's insurance company will take your claims more seriously when you retain a skilled injury attorney for your case. Our Phoenix and Tucson accident team will help you obtain a fair award for your injuries with a competitive contingency fee guarantee, meaning you don't pay unless we win. To get started today with your free consultation by phone, call my AZ lawyers at 480-470-1504 or visit us online at myazlawyers.com.
Thank you for listening to the My AZ Lawyers Law Firm podcast. It's imperative to your physical and financial well-being to consult with an injury attorney in Arizona after being the victim of an accident. At My AZ Lawyers Law Firm, we can help you get the compensation you deserve so that you can focus on recovering from your injuries.